What's going on, guys? Garrett and Lincoln here, coming at you for part 2 of our UFC Fight Island 6 coverage.
The
This
main
time,
card.
that is right, we are covering the main card. Let's go ahead and just jump right in this because I'm sure me and Lincoln are both really sleepy and tired.
George Weepy.
All right, so we start off the main card with Jonathan Martinez versus Thomas Almeida, with Martinez getting a decision victory here. Competitive fight, close fight.
Both guys that are just really good competitors that just don't have a lot of power with just their name because they don't have that Conor McGregor charisma to them when they have call outs or do press conferences, but both guys are straight killers.
Right. Yeah. Hey, babe. So they did great. And we get James Krause versus Claudio Silva. Claudio Silva, who was undefeated for like 30 years, now suffers his first loss in that said time. Keep in mind, he's only 14-2, so 30 years sounds like a crazy long time. Just remember, wait, did I say 30 years? I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I don't think that's right either.
I don't know, but he was undefeated for a really long time. Maybe it was 3 years.
You're just having strokes over there because you're going snowboarding soon.
I know. But yeah, so James Krause came out and he won this bout. I believe he's a 2-time Cage Warriors champion. But he had some pretty insane stuff going on in that fight. For instance, here, as you guys can see, this is from MMAfighting.com. He had a nice little article about how during the fight between rounds, James Krause actually suffered a knee injury. That may or may not be a torn knee, according to Krause, but apparently suffered said injury in between rounds and had to push through the rest of the fight with basically one leg working. And Claudio Silva pretty much not getting any significant work on him other than the inside leg kick that led to the injury, which is pretty insane to me. Because Claudio Silva is a great competitor and he has great wins over people like Leon Edwards and others of the like. But Krause, it just came in, did the work, and outpaced Silva. Really stuffed a lot of takedowns. And for me, what was another big takeaway at the end of the night, aside from the knee injury, you'll get a kick out of this, was the stuff that he had to say about Joaquin Buckley and his performance last week. Because apparently the two don't like each other.
Really?
Yeah, apparently there's some animosity there.
Somebody's got to tell him that was knockout of the year. So
yeah, and it's funny too because he says in his post-fight interview that he's not trying to take anything away from Buckley. You know, the KO was great and it was amazing. I think that he just thinks that Buckley is a clown. Is in his words, is what he says. That he ultimately just doesn't like Buckley. For that purpose, for that reason. So I thought that was really interesting.
Let's get him a fight.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's actually pushing for now, is because he's welterweight. According to him, he can make middleweight in 24 hours.
Yeah. All right, dude.
Yeah. So
weird flex.
Yeah. Normally I need only 24 hours to go up to middleweight. He can get it though. We can figure this out, no problem. I know he's got a fight set, but I'll go back up middleweight for that, no problem. Easy work. Yeah, so I mean,
all right.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that. I'd be interested in seeing a middleweight.
I would love to see. I would love to see Buckley get 2 KOs of the year.
Yeah, right. How justice would that be?
How is he going to top it?
Oh God, he's gonna have to do like a somersault, triple backflip.
Right, he's gonna have to do
kick to the jaw.
He's gonna have to run up the cage and do a reverse rolling thunder.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where he does a backflip into a kick instead of a front flip into a kick.
Oh yeah, he's gonna basically have to do like a double Showtime kick or something like that.
A double Showtime kick where he jumps from one side of the cage to the other side, then he kicks you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be sick.
Amazing.
But yeah, but anyway, aside from the negative stuff Krause had to say and the positive stuff that he had to go through in the fight, I still think that the performance he put on overall was pretty spectacular and pretty significant. And that being said, we move on to another pretty spectacular and significant fight for
Jimmy
Crute.
Crute.
Yeah, Jimmy Crute, who has been on a tear lately, comes out with another round 1 KO, TKO against Modesta's Bukowska. And
Jimmy Crute, one of the Contender Series alumni that's just he's been pushing. He's been getting fights. He's been winning fights. He's just been going for it. And he's got some sick tattoos, so we're going for him.
yeah, I mean, Jimmy Crute, a lot of special stuff with this guy. His second time in the UFC. I mean, he's just like you said, he's just been doing really well. Says here he wants Nikita Krylov for his something spirit. Excuse me. But yeah,
Kyoshin.
Yeah, Jimmy Crute's Thundering KO worth extra $50,000, so that was pretty great. He gets the KO of the night. Yeah, I mean, he put on a show there, and that was really awesome to see. Speaking of putting on a show, finishing the night with a finish, we have what was a pretty anticipated bout for me going into this was Jessica Andrade versus Caitlin Chukagian. Just because I know Chukagian got dominated in her last fight, which was a title bout against the flyweight queen, Valentina Shevchenko, and wanted to go up against a former strawweight champion in Jessica Andrade, who was, I believe, who I think is successfully gotten a victory in 3 different divisions now: bantamweight, flyweight, strawweight, and now has flyweight under her belt. And she just beat who was at one point, I believe, the number 1 contender, number 3, or somewhere in the top 3 contenderships, in Chukagian, and beat her rather soundly. I mean, Chukagian really had nothing to offer Jessica Andrade going into this bout. It was pretty insane.
And with seconds left in the first round, she hit the body shot and just went body hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Finished her on the feet.
Mm-hmm. And then when Chukagian definitely collapsed, and I think that was that collapsing. I think the ref saw a few seconds.
I think
earlier.
It was the initial reaction, and then the falling down.
Yeah, because I think that was when the ref was like, "Okay, she's done. She can't.
Yeah,
she can't really.
She's
fight
gonna
back.
hurt. Yeah, she's gonna have some internal damage if she doesn't stop.
Yeah, and that was a clean liver shot. It looked like, when that Andrade connected with Chukagian. So I thought that was pretty crazy.
And Jessica Andrade back in the winning column.
Yeah, so I mean, Jessica Andrade definitely just powering forward. Maybe eventually going to get that flyweight championship shot. Kind of sad to see her take on flyweight and not stick with strawweight, but granted,
she said she's going to move around.
Yeah,
she said she can go anywhere.
Yeah, so that'd be great to see. So yeah, moving on to the final fight of the night. We have Brian Ortega and Chan Sung Jung going up against each other in a featherweight bout. This is likely a bout that was going to be able to see which one of the guys gets a title shot. And obviously after T-City's performance, I think he's definitely up to bat for a shot at Volkanovski.
He is without a doubt, and I believe all but confirmed to have the next title shot against Alexander Volkanovski, which I would love to see. I haven't seen. It's been since Volkanovski's only defended it against Max twice, or only fought for the title against Max twice. It'd be nice to see him against somebody like Brian Ortega, and it'd be interesting to see how Volkanovski would be able to fight somebody who's really good on the ground. Because Volkanovski likes to bully people, get them onto the ground, do ground and pound, destroy their legs, and it'd be really interesting to see what Brian Ortega has to offer him. But back to the Chan Sung Jung fight.
Yeah, this was something that I think kind of this article here on bloodyelbow.com, I think really just kind of sums it up pretty effectively. Chan Sung Jung, he had a hard time finding his range in the opening round. I actually think he was winning the second round up until I think the most pivotal moment in the fight where Ortega landed a spinning elbow that pretty much just destroyed Chan Sung Jung, almost finished him even, and then he hold on a second.
Managed to survive.
Yeah, he managed to survive somehow because he's the zombie.
He just did what zombies do. They keep going.
Yeah, but I think according to this article, he openly admits after the fact that he does not remember the last 3 rounds, which is kind of scary.
It is kind of scary
because that means he was just
but he
kind
got
of fighting
dropped.
on him.
He got dropped twice before round 3 started, and he was bleeding in his eye. He was really just surviving. He was taking shots, getting taken down, landing some shots here and there, but for the most part, T City just took it to him.
Yeah, and Zombie was just fighting on autopilot the rest of the time. You know,
just doing what zombies do.
Yeah, I kept saying in the final 3 rounds, I kept saying to myself, Zombie needs to show up. You know, he needs to really open up, unleash the Zombie, and take this fight to Ortega. Because because you and I were texting during the fight, and one of the things I had said to you was, Zombie really needs to extend these combos. He really needs to stop.
He's just doing 1-2 and stopping.
Exactly, and he needs to extend, because I think if he would have just put together a few more punches, he could have landed some tough stuff on Ortega and really maybe have turned the fight in his favor at some point. But I think that spinning elbow hurt him so badly that
gotta watch out for the elbow, Zombie.
Yeah, that he could not. Yeah, it's almost completely vindicative of the Yair Rodriguez fight. So now you can say that out of his last 5 fights, the Korean Zombie, who's now 3-2 in those last 5 fights, has now lost 2 significant bouts because of
pretty much via elbows.
Yeah, because of an elbow, and it was unfortunate to say the least. And I was really rooting for Zombie, but now Ortega 2.0, as people are taking to calling him now, has come back with a vengeance after, what was it, a year's layoff? Almost 2 years layoff. And a lot of people were saying that he was just taking his time off, but no, he was having surgery. He was training. He was obviously still working on his jiu-jitsu, but really working on that kickboxing. And that showed.
And they were already scheduling this fight to happen before COVID. They had their little brawl with the Korean pop singer. I forget what his name was.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, me either. But it's all just about timing. And this worked out perfectly for T-City. He came back looking like he did as when he was a much younger man and just being fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I don't know if you have anything else to add on to this.
I do not, but I very, very much enjoyed this entire card.
Yeah, this is a great card. So I think that's going to be it from us. Make sure you guys comment down below some of the interesting stuff you saw and noticed on this card. And just let us know what you guys think of the video in general, and make sure you guys tune in for other future content. So I think that's going to be it from us. Y'all have yourselves a good night, and we will see you all later. Peace.
See you.